Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. Today is the 26th of February. And, so, and the purpose of our of this casting or live, so that we all know, is to be encouraged. That's the main goal here, is to keep brothers and sisters encouraged. As we see these days, just crumble away. And that's what we're witnessing, a crumbling of a system. Some of the crumbling is being done purposely by the leaders of this world. The other crumbling is of the Most High, because he already prophesied about these things as to what they're going to do. And they moving about as if they sat down, strategized, memorized, and put all of this together when it was already prophesied what they was going to do. So truthfully, we left with the question to them: who's the fool? Who is the fool here? And they doing everything that the Most High, Yahuwah, wanted them to do, or prophesy what they're going to do. They're not going to deviate nowhere outside of his word. And that's one thing we do know. That's the thing we hope in. We look at his words, but what he's saying is going to happen. Now, I know for a lot of you brothers and sisters, this is it still can be mind-boggling to find out that you are the descendants of Yasharel. We still, it can be what's the word? It still can be taken. It could take some time to get used to that. Coming out of a comatose of a people, waking up to your true identity. Now, if the Most High wanted to, he could have left us in a predicament that the position that we was in, trying to be of the nations. He could have left us there. But his love for his people triumphed all of that. With what our forefathers did was horrendous. It was. And what we went through was, good gracious, oh man, it was heavy. It was heavy. And what we are going through right today, February 26th, I'm seeing a whole lot of pain. Brothers and sisters, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of pain. And this is not to, what's the word? To make nobody feel bad or to scare someone. But I'm going to say this here. Just yesterday, Trump ordered the Justice Department to delete. I'm trying to get the correct phrase for it, but let me put it this way. The police officers that caught cases of misconduct, that file has been deleted. Now, brothers, I said this a few months ago, and I said, Trump is going to speak, but his minions, they're going to hear something totally different. Yes, he told his people to delete these records. But when his people hear this, they interpret something different. So in other words, what they heard was this: you have 4 years to do what you need to do. That's all this political arena said to his people, the people that calling themselves police officers or in that field. Brothers, proceed very cautiously. Brothers, proceed very cautiously, especially when it comes to your sons. Truthfully, I was, back in the days, you used to say your son. Now you got to say your son and daughters. I mean, they dropping kids just like it's not a thing. Shalom, Yah Saint. I tell you, this is what's happening. This is on the horizon. Now we we are going to understand why the Most High says that Israel will be coming out crying, weeping. If we thought we read things about our forefathers during slavery. Shalom, Brother Dave and Sister Pixie Dust. I'm glad you all are able to make it in today. If you think we went through something during early slavery with our forefathers being sold, family being ripped apart, all the heinous things that they did, brothers, right now, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at brothers going to be fighting for their lives. I'm looking at brothers that's going to be fighting for their lives. That's what I'm seeing on the horizon. They done cleared out the misconduct of police officers. They cleared out that database. Why is they clearing out databases, brothers? Why? And all of this other shenanigans that they got going on, this stuff is about to escalate real quick. Because we're going to see something we don't like. We're going to see something we don't. This here about them letting a sister go off a channel, that's just the beginning of it. This here of a massive layoff of some federal employees. Okay. Whatever this system of Satan has up his sleeve is to do this, is to cause a major distraction or disruption amongst Yah's people. And within his mind, and like I was speaking about yesterday, he got us accustomed to this system. We couldn't, I mean, there was nothing that we could not do. Well, unless we lived like we was Amish, but we had no idea who we were. There was no way we going to live like that. If we knew how we came in, and our forefathers passed down that history, who we were, that'd be a different story. We would have known to separate ourselves. Yes, they would have probably considered us like the Amish people, living a totally different life from them. But the Most High deemed it extremely necessary that we had to be ripped and rebuilt, ripped apart and rebuilt. It's just like you taking a motor. You're taking a motor down to the last screw, down to the last bolt. And whatever is worn out, you put in this smack brand new. And if there are any updates on it to the longevity of that motor, you do it. The Most High knew exactly what he was doing. He did just that. We got down to the bare bottom. We got trampled. That's what we did. And here we are. This is where we at to this day. I'm serious. Shalom, Sister Cynthia. We brothers, my thing is this, and you sisters, watch out for yourselves and your kids. These people about to clown. They already started clowning. The next thing is going to be physical. It's going to be physical. They trying to push buttons with Yasharel. That's all the devil is trying to do. And this is what the devil is saying. I need for these niggas to fall for one of my gimmicks. Because I need to unleash my people on them to put that fear in them. If I can get that fear put in Israel, oh yeah, I'm going to have all of these Negroes. That's his mindset. But he's right here, truthfully, Satan is dancing with the devil himself. He's dancing in amongst his own self. And what do we say? We know people saying they're in the streets dancing with the devil. They know that's a very touchy thing. But the worst thing that this man could be doing, he's not even dancing with the Most High. He's flouncing around. That's all he's doing. It's flouncing around, making the Most High upset. He touching buttons. Shalom, Brother Robert. That's what he's doing. And he go dance one time too many. And it's going to be a massive, before there's a destruction, he go have to know who the Most High is. He go have to know. But until then, he's doing some things, brothers. Yes, Satan got us accustomed to his system. We're going to be looking at something, especially for the brothers and sisters who are not awakened. They're going to have in their minds, oh, the government can't do this, the government can't do that. They're going to still have that in their mind. It's going to be something difficult for them to really, truly sit down, analyze, and understand. You are never part of the United States. Shalom, Sister Anita. You were never part of the United, and they keep they ain't gonna keep telling you that. They'll tell you a lie. Oh, you're a United States citizen, but treat you so badly. And the treatment that they push out on you is to let you know you're not. Yes, we can gun your kids down, your son, your 13-year-old kids, and we'll give you a few $1 million because we know what you're going to do with it. Yeah, we'll come down there with, you know what? Anytime we offend you people, we give you a few $1 million and y'all going about y'all business thinking you living lavish. At the end of the day, the devil is going to want his things back, including whatever money they thinking they're giving out. Shalom, Sister Hazel. That's the mentality of the system. That's the mentality of this system. It's as if this is for the brothers and sisters that know for a fact the Most High gave you life. And if somebody is trying to take your life, what do you think you're supposed to do? Even though they may have you down on the ground, have their knee in your back, your body starts to fight back. I said your body starts to fight back because the body is already set to continue to live. If there's a hindrance of breathing, the body fights back. The body is fighting for oxygen. What do the officers say? They say, be still, stop resisting. Nigga, you trying to live. You're trying to live, and they telling you stop resisting. That don't make no sense. Turn them down, put your knee in their back, stop resisting. See, they can't understand that. They're not trying to understand that. That's one thing they're not trying to do. They're going to continue their path. The prophecies got to be fulfilled. Frankly, I don't care if you brothers in your 50s, your 40s, your 30s, your 20s. Brothers, this is not looking good. And I hope and pray to the Most High Yah that we man, that we come together. I'm serious. Because what I'm seeing and I'm hearing, and every time this man says something that's of benefit for the ones that have power of policing, and especially if they maintain any type of what's the word, prejudice. Oh shoot, that's hemmed up. Hold on just for a moment. Just for a moment. Hold on just for a moment. So you gonna make me kill it? I'm back. I'm sorry about that, brothers and sisters. But this is what I'm looking at. And I'll be talking to my cousins and things of that nature. Now, there's one thing I will say this. They are coming into understanding. They're coming into an understanding. Things are looking shady. Now, yes, they've been these, I mean, just like anybody else. They're here trying to make a living. And that's all they're concerned with. But these people got in their little bitty heads that they can continue to do so much, cause so much ruckus and expect everybody to be on board. But at the same time, hey, I will have to say this. I'm seeing a setting up of their own selves. The things that they're thinking they're doing against us, I'm seeing a measure of backfiring also. I'm seeing a measuring of a backfiring. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. These people, they talk these things, they do these things. Yes, they upset. Now, brothers, let's look at it like this here. The world has woken up. Shalom, Brother Kenneth. I'm glad you made it in. And as well as you, Sister Kathy, enjoyed the meeting yesterday. Really, truly did. We seen how things went from here to 100. That's what we did. We seen this stuff go from here to there. And all it takes is one person, chief and commander, to say, hey, delete this, do that, fire these people, fire that people. Brothers, when I say that is a collapsing of what's that? Imploding from the inside out. From the inside out. It's getting to a point where, yes, I'm hearing a whole lot more brothers and sisters saying, hey, I think I need to get my stuff together and head out to Africa. Now, this is what I'm hearing. Because I do not want to step on some tender toes. They're looking to Africa now. Yes, it's going to take pain, tears, crying for us to come together. We are a particular people. We still got that about ourselves. Yes, we went through some things. Yes, some of our people around here still doing some dumb, idiotic things. See, now, you may have a brother on there acting all thuggish on these YouTube channels and these little small channels and things. Oh no, this here is going to get everybody's attention. If you want to talk about a rounding up of the mind, let this nonsense keep on riding. You got brothers right here. I know my cousin, he watched this stuff. And I'm like, man, you do know that stuff is put together, right? And it's just an example. It's this brother. He has a YouTube channel. And then he always trying to holler at these women walking down the street and things of that nature. And then he walks to a nice car. Then she comes over with the same old line. I'm like, cuz, that stuff is put together. If it's not put together, what is he saying about our sisters? What? And you keep on saying this stuff. You keep saying stuff about your sister. What did she end up being? They always calling our sisters hoes and bitches. Eventually, she turns out to be just what you're saying. But it was truthfully, who made her out to be that way? It's these brothers that have that mindset of their disrespect for our sisters. That's where that nonsense started. And truthfully, it's going to be us brothers who got to get that out of our sisters' head. They're not bitches, they're not hoes. They're not. The moment someone call you out your name, you check people. You know exactly who you are and how you get down. But you think you can put your own people down and move about your business? No, that's absolutely impossible. You think you're moving on with your business. You're not. Because the Most High, his spirit is like, I'm going to lay hands on this Negro here. I'm going to have to lay hands on him. Because see, now, we can see these things on YouTube. We can see we can see our sisters dancing around, flouncing and everything. If you want to talk about the women that's walking around here flouncing around, yeah, it would appear that our sisters are the ones that's out there doing it the most. But this world, this system, and what's happening is going to get their attention also. It's going to get their attention. They're going to wait a minute. They're going to have to wake up and realize this stuff is real. This stuff is real. And I'm talking, when I say sisters, I'm talking about sisters across the board. I'm not just speaking about sisters here in the United States. I'm going across the board. They know that we are some strong physical people. This is what the world knows. And at the same time, a lot of these things brothers and sisters are doing is for their entertainment. For however, whatever the situation may be, it's what to them is going to be for entertainment. If they can get in contact with a sister or whatever online, they're going to do it. Hey, Africa is, oh my goodness, if you want to talk about Gentiles with a fetish, and I'm not talking about just the white men. I'm also speaking about these skinny white women. Jamaica, the bucket list sisters. When I say Jamaica, I'm talking about these bucket list women, not sisters, women, Gentiles. All of them go over there. For what? For their self gratification. They get up into their 40s. They went through the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and they went through a divorce, got half of their husband money. They live in, hey, before I die, I want to mingle with a Negro. Brothers, sisters, we we mm, we gonna have to come together. And some of this coming together, brothers and sisters, um, the Most High give us free will. He gives us free will, and with that free will, let's use it. Let's use that free will to show the Most High what we want to do personally of our own strength. That's that type of free will that the Most High is looking for us to prove to Him. In what system do you want to live? But those that love in this system will die with this system. That's what the Most High said. You cannot love Satan's world and sit here and partake of the Most High's I'm looking for the word. You can't feed at his table. You can't eat at his table and claiming that you rocking with Satan's system. He ain't even he not even trying to have it. And let's just say you may be that brother that's riding the fence. The Most High don't play that. He'll knock you off on Satan's side. You ain't gonna ride no fence. It's gonna be either or. Yahushua came as a sheep. Am I wrong? He came here as a sheep, but he coming back like a lion. He's coming back and he's not playing. I know what if, but it's gonna be this is how he's getting down. This world had to come to this particular point in its time. It had to. It had to come to this particular time. And by the grace of the Most High Yah, we're living to see it. We are living to see these times. The thing is, we must brace ourselves up for some very difficult times. Difficult times as well as who it's gonna be trying. It's going to be trying. We always said, why black people can't do this, why black people can't do that. That's something that we said. Although we know where it comes from, we know that that stuff was taught to us. But brothers, this is one time. We gonna start looking at one another totally different, because life is going to show you what we need to do as a people. You may see a brother say, hey, that was this commercial years ago. And it was these, let me see. I would say it was about like 6 to 8 boys. And they was always talking about how they go remain friends. And they were sitting on the steps, the front steps of someone's home. And they was talking about how they would always go be friends, how they gonna always be friends. But everybody, all those boys that was sitting on the steps, they all had brown paper bags over their heads. But when this breeze of wind came by and it blew the bags off of their heads, and they started to see one another. And there was half and half. Half of them was black, the other half was white. So what had happened was, but they was mixed in together. But they knew exactly, wait a minute, and they started looking at one another, boom, boom, boom. The blacks went to the blacks, and the whites went to the whites. And they started looking at one another as if, who are you? That commercial came out years ago. The thing I'm looking at out of that commercial is this. Those brothers in that commercial looked at one another and they huddled together as brothers. So did the whites. The Gentile. I'm not too much worried about that. I'm not. But I'm looking at the pro of that commercial of showing blacks. They knew I need to be around my people. Why did they have that instinct? Now the commercial was trying to say, hey, we need to get along. We didn't bring that heat to them. They brought that heat to us. Shalom, Sister Linda Cross. I'm glad you made it in today, sis. They brought that to us. Now, why we can't get along? No, it ain't the fact of what we can't. We can get along. Black people will bring in anybody into the family. You can be deaf, dumb, crippling, crazy. They can bring you into their family. They'll talk about you, but they'll protect you at the same time. That's one thing we have shown the world. A few months ago, what? Well, I ain't gonna say a few months ago. A few weeks ago, we was the talk of the town when it came to this massive deportation of the Spanish people. We was the talk of the town. There was a pedestal that they put us on, and people voicing their frustration. That's what they was doing. Now here we are, February 26, 2025, and you have people that has a plan for us. They have a plan for us. Now, how the Most High is going to maneuver them and to maneuver them in a way that's, when it's all over said and done, his people are going to be protected. He's going to be glorified. He's going to be glorified. I tell you, brothers, these days are not something that we want to take haphazardly. This is not no everyday thing. We got down to the last days. These are, well, let's call it the final countdown. Shalom, Sister Yvonne. I'm glad you made it in today, sis. This is where we stand in the midst of demon activity, like Yahusha said. The days of Noah, here we are. The days of Lot, here we are. And on top of the days of Noah and the days of Lot, those two systems, and we know what what's his name? Lot, we know what the situation with him and what Yahushua was pertaining to. Those are days of Sodom and Gomorrah. The days of Noah, straight demon activity. Oh, they weren't gonna do that, Sister Kathy. No, they weren't gonna do that. No, I tell you, that's one thing they was not going to do. And they being brazenly bold with it. They're not gonna do that. And we very well know this is one thing they're not gonna do. This is a conversation of encouragement as well as a warning. I'm seeing some very, very difficult things that is it's going to affect us. It's going to affect us. It is. These people have it in their litty bitty minds of making this place great again. That's what they're hell bent on. But as we know, the Most High said, hey, you all right, go through here and thinking you're going to build up something. I'm going to tear it down. That's what the Most High said. That's what he said. And it's going to happen at the same time. All these things that they're setting things up to work against a people. No, that is not going to go down the way they're thinking it's going to go down. But at the same time, brothers and sisters, we got to be on guard. And truthfully, we gonna have to I mean, when I say come together, brothers and sisters, I mean we need to come together. We need to know things about our brothers and sisters. When I say things, I'm talking about things that's going to benefit one another. Not necessarily getting into somebody's business, you being nosy. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. But when if you knowing that this person is this way, and you all had a day where y'all just sit there and talk and everything, and you've been missing that person. It's, no, I need to check on sister so and so or brother so and so. That's that coming together that I'm speaking of. Let me see what you guys are. Oh, I mean, Sister Kathy, I seriously believe they already started doing that. They already started to turn on its own people. Because see, when they come out here and they put these little programs together, and then they always find a loophole They find a loophole to use it for their benefit. For some reason, they become a minority. They know how to maneuver it. They become the minority, and then they tell their friends, "Hey, this work. Put it in your wife's name. She's a minority," and they roll with it, and they control the system that way. They did that for years. You're right, Sister Yvonne. It has never been great for us. Now, things can be alluring, and that's all it's going to be. You may get it where you may be that first black on a job, but trust and believe, they will never see you as a respectable man. I'm serious. This is the well, I'm gonna say it this way. The way the system is going, brothers and sisters, brothers, ooh, we have a battle in front of us. We have a battle in front of us. And with that battlement, this is what they do. Well, we got to take this Negro man out first. That's the art of war. We got to disrupt this man. And how did they disrupt black men? Ooh-wee. Let's go back to what Yahushua said. The days of Lot and the days of Noah were combined in one generation. One generation. Here we are. Demon activity is ridiculous. This the alphabet, that stuff is affecting our brothers and sisters. Whoo! And let's understand this, brothers. I'm gonna go back over this too. If you go into the older scriptures, the older Bibles, when the scriptures spoke about, they said, what do they call it? Fornication. And we was taught fornication was when a man has intercourse with a woman that he is not married to. Okay. Go in and look at the older Bibles. You go see that fornication was sodomy. They flip words. They flip words. That's what it was. That's what it was. But they flip words. So that stuff is what's the word? It's like a pandemic. It is. It's like a pandemic. And it's affecting who? Israel. Who said this was going? Yahushua. He the one who told us. Hey, they probably did not see it at that time. But Yahushua said for his people that's going to come out of that 400-year captivity. And now, once you are awakened, start looking for all of these things. You're going to know exactly who you are, who I am, and what I'm coming to do. And did we not do that? Once we woke up, we woke. We started seeing a whole lot of things. The little, let me see, I forget. I mean, what do they call these guys? The one that's in front of the choir, and he be like, I don't know, but I noticed that when I didn't grow up in that particular type of church atmosphere or whatever, but the churches in black neighborhoods, and that guy was always on the soupy side. Always. And it's like the church accepted it, boom, and they move on. But now we're seeing that stuff is it's corrosive. It is very corrosive. It's all in Hollywood. It's all in the music. And now, this is what Yahushua spoke about now. He said, the days of Lot, that's the Luke chapter 21, if I'm not mistaken. The days of Lot will compound upon his people. And now what are they doing? They're trying to teach our kids at a very young age that satanic way of life. They're trying to teach it. If you think I'm joking, my son was in the seventh grade when they first brought it to me. And then I'm gonna tell you what they did. Shalom, Sister Van P. What they did was they laced it with Black Lives Matter. It was a black shirt my son brought home. And I was looking at it like, man, we get to. He said, Dad, I got it from school. I said, okay. But Dad, the lady kept on asking me all these questions, and my son picked up on it. He like, are you trying to say I'm gay or whatever? And my son like, no, I mean, no. And she was like, it's okay if you are. Man, I hopped on that phone. Because this like program or teaching, it was going to last for 2 weeks. I said, I tell you what, no. You don't sit up here and think you're going to teach that to my son and then cover it up with a black face. And the lady said, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand. Yes, I said, check this out. My son won't be in school for another 2 weeks. We can just nip that in the bud. You don't sit up here and think you're going to teach my son your little worldly policies. No, it's just to get to understand, we're different. No, we're not made different. We're not, well, to a degree. Now, if you want to get down that way, that's your business. You go teach your kids that. But you don't sit up here and take it upon yourself to teach my son. My son, he loved DC and Marvel. He do. Love to see these cartoons. But when Wonder Woman goes on that side, my son, he stops right there. It may be maybe a nice movie or whatever. He stops right there. Dad, I had to stop watching it. Did you know that Wonder Woman went to that side on this particular movie? My son, he don't mean mess with it. And that's at a young age. But they're trying to, this is when I say brothers and sisters, when the Most High said the days of Lot and the days of Noah, and we all know about the demon activity that was going on. The angels was coming back and forth, and it just wasn't with the women that they was having relations with. It would appear that they was going inside these animals also. They just went haywired. These demons did. Anything that they seen they can get any gratification, they went inside of it. And then it got to a point where the Most High standing there and just looking. And you can only imagine how hurt the Most High was when he just looked around and seen all his creation. And all it took was one person. All it took was one person to bring all of this massive demonic system about. That's what they did. Satan himself did that all by himself. He cannot even imagine his destruction. That's one thing he can't do. But he shudders at the Most High's name, him and his demons. They brought this on themselves. Once this system is gone, brothers and sisters, it ain't never coming back. One person, one, brought all of this unnecessary nonsense about. He thought so much of himself. Now, here we are. We caught up in his shenanigans. When he's stressed, he pour his stress downhill. We get stressed. This is his system. Let's not get it twisted or misunderstood. Hashatan loves living. He loves it. Now he's stressed out. He's imagining the day when he will be non-existent. Now, that's something you need to look at. Imagine yourselves being non-existent. It's as if you never existed. You never thought of. That's his predicament. There's no coming back from the place he's going. And it's going to be as if you never existed. These people, right, like I said, they doing this, what they're trying to teach our kids here. Oh, brothers and sisters, they going in as an NGO in Africa and push it. Now, I'm going to tell you this now. While I was in Tanzania, that is not the, what's the word? I'm trying to put this stuff where, now they don't ding me. The alphabet is not as strong there. But, sodomy is. That is ridiculous. That's the one that is, and I had some conversation with some brothers and sisters. The ones who don't practice it, yeah, we have conversation. One of they're like, nah, man, no, so and so. They big on it. It's just as bad here. It is just as bad here in the United States. These brothers look at these shows, thinking that they can mimic what they see on these sites, porn sites. There is no reproductive. There is nothing reproductive of sodomy. It is a demonic way of living. And when these so-called what do you call these people? I got it on the tip of my tongue. People that study people's minds. They said this. They said that's one of the most difficult thing to break. It's sodomy. They said it's very difficult to break yourself away. They say it's never worse than alcoholism. This is what these scientists are saying. Psychologists. I mean, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Make it. One sister was so terrified by it. She was just down and she was just crying. And she just said she just felt worthless. She got to a point, and I know this isn't, and when she was a friend of, she's a friend of Hideous.
She had an infection. Hey, man, come on. Hold on.
She had an infection, and I was looking at her. I was like, man, her skin was kind of pale. Um, and so I told, I'm saying, look here, you why don't you go to the doctor and get yourself checked out real quick? She was getting, my brother, just hold on just for a moment. Hold on. Got to go back to what I was talking about. Um, the this system in which we live in, because I forgot, my cousin called me and threw me off for a moment. In which we live, the doctors were saying, "Hey, this stuff is they said it's strong to get rid of." But like I was saying, now remembering, I was talking to the sister, and that's all her boyfriend want to do. That's it. So she was complaining of stomach pain and thing, but she went to the doctor. The doctor said, yeah, she did have an infection. She did. And they gave her some antibiotics. I already knew what it was. I already knew what it was. And so what had happened though, she was up under the illusion she was pregnant. And I said, no, I doubt if you're pregnant. And so, but she had all the symptoms of her being, pregnant. And she was happy. And I said, I doubt if you're pregnant. I think it's more psychological. I said, you go through everything, if you really believe in you pregnant, you're going to go through those symptoms. You're going to go through it. So Hitty was like, no, man, she may be pregnant. I said, I seriously doubt that she's pregnant. Went to the doctor. The doctor said, no, you're not pregnant. But she went through all the symptoms. And I said, I seriously believe that infection that you had is it's just stopping you from getting pregnant. That's waste, brothers. That is called waste. And I'm gonna have to be more blatant with this. And you, brother, can send this, y'all send this thing to whoever you want to send it to, but it's the truth. When you know for a fact that this, and the devil knows this. This is one thing that the devil knows. And Yahushua, he warned us about this here. He warned us. Hey, but man came in, took sodomy out the Bible and put another word there. But it was blatant when he says sodomy. He's letting you know that sodomy is a sin. It's a sin. And if you taking this woman and you using her in that respect, yes, you're going to mess up her reproductive system. You're going to set up some type of infection. And if you want to talk about a woman's reproductive system that's fragile, yes. Although our sisters are very strong in that, oh no, they still can get infected. This is what I'm talking about, brothers. But the Satan do not want you to know, hey, these are the repercussions of this particular act. He ain't gonna tell you that. He gonna tell you, dig into your flesh. And these men, they digging into their flesh. But it was already prophesied that Israel will be involved in this. It was already prophesied. Abomination. You're right, Sister Kathy. That's what it boils down to being. That's what it boils down to being. Just because you are husband and wife, that do not exclude you from that particular sin. It does not exclude you. Just because you have a wife, no, it does not. And you don't find a whole lot of brothers and sisters talking about that. You don't. But hey, it needs to be known. Hey, that this is a sin. But what the world is talking about. What we seeing, we literally understanding the gravity of that particular act. Look at Hollywood. Look at the music industry. It's full of it. It is absolutely full of it. You can't even watch commercials now. I was watching some movie and this commercial came on. And the thing about it was a movie on YouTube. So I'm watching the movie. Then this commercial came on with talking about him. And it's, some type of pill for men. And then I'm trying to, you the skip thing come on. I'm trying to skip through it. No, that commercial, they make sure they play that commercial out. But I'm looking at, these two guys. I'm like, Nick. Whew. Brothers, sisters, Yahushua's warning. He's warning us. But brothers and sisters out there practicing that, he's saying, oh, no, that is a sin. That is a sin. And we're going to have to, for those that has really truly taken the Most High's rules and regulations to heart, yes, that's something we need to be taken to heart and abstaining ourselves from that. We have a whole lot more things to concern ourselves with. And we are those awakened people. We have laws. We have laws that we live by. Not the law of the land. The law of the land, please. Eventually, they're going to start marrying their dogs, cats, horses, cows. This is what Satan's system is going to be getting down with. We are to be separated. How can you be holy and you live in a demonic life? At one time, these wicked spirits were faithful angels. The Most High didn't make them unfaithful. They made themselves unfaithful. And they took their unfaithfulness and spread it out through the world. Now, if you look at what's the book? The Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch. Oh my! I seriously believe that the Book of Enoch is alive and kicking right down to this very day. Yes, there's some things we haven't seen. I mean, you said bestiality is already legal in some. Ooh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. See, but this is the system in which it is Satan's system. And in his system, anything goes. Anything goes. If they deem it, well, they already deeming it. Robots. There was a what was that? My cousin was telling me this, that they call themselves building a robot that will be able to give birth. Listen to me. The devil is doing things as if he's going to be here eternally through a robot or something. That's what I'm getting out of this. You want to run up to the AI, do this here, do that there, and claim that this thing can do? He is literally giving up the assumption, I'm going to live through this machine. I know the Most High is going to take my life, but I'm going to take my consciousness, I'm going to go through this machine. And the world is talking about this. They're talking about the same old crazy things as if they're going to trump the Most High and his creation and the power of his hand. This is what this little demonic system is gearing itself up. Now I can understand when Hashatan come out of his abyss, that he's going to gather from the four corners of the earth all his people to come up to fight the Almighty. In order to draw the Most High out, because brothers, I'm going to get to this. In order for them to draw the Most High out, who do Satan needs to attack to draw him out? Is you. Every last one of you. Sister Zenobia, Sister Monica, Sister Kathy, Brother Dave, Brother Kenneth, Brother Robert, Sister Linda, Sister Yvonne. He got to come up against each and every last one of us in order to draw the Most High out. He's doing it right now. Oh, excuse me. That's who he got to come up against. To draw, you will draw out the Most High, and you know for a fact there is no winning for you in this situation. They know that they got to attack the apple of his eye to draw him out. What do you think is happening right now, brothers and sisters? This is a drawing out. We are in a system that we do not belong. We're in a system that we do not belong. And so now the system is saying this, hey, scrap every last one of them. If they got a job, make sure they're unemployed. Well, they can't buy food. Bring in that beast system. If they want anything to eat, if they want any type of funds, we will control it. We will control it. But if they want our services, they got to take that mark. Brothers and sisters, we're about to be put in the same predicament as Yahusha. He was put in that predicament. 40 days and 40 nights. He was led by the Spirit into the wilderness. Listen to me on this. 40 days, 40 nights. Let's go with 40 24-hour days. He went without eating. He caught him at his weakest point when he felt hungry. Supposedly weak moment. That's when he showed up. He knew, oh no, he knew that Yahusha's spirit was strong. He needed to get him weak. That's what he knew he needed to do. Brothers, listen to me, because you're going to see the correlation of what's happening right now. So the 40 days and that 41st day, he felt hungry. That's when Hashatan slid up on him. That's when he slid up on him. Hey, you hungry? Why don't you go ahead and feed yourself? Tell these 2 stones to become loaves of bread. And Hashatan knew that he had the power to do that. I'm talking about Yahusha. He knew he had the power to do just that. But what Hashatan wanted him to do was to show his fleshly side. And how did Yahusha come back? You say, no, you got to feed upon my Father's words. That is the bread of life. That's how he came back at him. Ashatan got shot down. So now he said, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I know you're still hungry, but I'm going to show you all the kingdoms of the world, which are his. He showed him all the kingdoms of the world. And Yahushua turned him down. He said, you do one act of worship to me. All of this is yours. All of it is yours. He told them these things. He showed them these things. He showed the power that came with all of those kingdoms. He was trying his best to draw that flesh out of Yahushua. That's all he wanted was him to do. He wanted him to bring out that flesh so that that flesh will supersede that spirit. But Yahushua, he maintained his spirit. That's what he did. Unlike our forefathers, Adam and Eve, all Yahushua did was show the difference in decision making. And if he, thanks to the Almighty Yah, that Yahushua remained faithful. And hey, and this is the reason why we are living to this very day. By means of his faithfulness, that he fought to maintain the spiritual side of himself. That's what he did. And after that, now he's starting to get on the Yahushua's last nerve now. He said, be gone. And when he gave out the command, he got to listen. He broke camp. He left him alone. He knew he could not break Yahushua. He maintained his spirituality. That's what he did. He knew, you're right, Sister Zenobia. He knew this is a savior. I need to break this savior's stride. Satan knew exactly he needed to break that stride. Now, let's just bring this up to right now, brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done. Let's break it down right now. Do you not seeing the same thing that's happening right down to this very day? We are literally being put in positions to starve us out first. You're not working to pay your bills. Oh, brothers, listen, we're about to go through some things. If you don't have this so-called money that this system saying you need to pay your light, gas, water, car note, insurance, medicine, when you've been affected monetarily, brothers and sisters, this is like we're being put in the same predicament as Yahushua. May not be a literal fasting, but truthfully, it is an attack. They got to get you, Satan got to get you somewhat weak, at least from his standpoint. He got to get us somewhat weak in order for him to come in and say, hey, we got that beast system thing going on over here. If you want to eat, if you need that high blood pressure medicine, you need your diabetic medicine. Niggas, come on over here. I can help you. I got what you need. And you can feed your flesh at the same time. This is what we're being put up under right now. It's in the makings, brothers. It is absolutely in the makings. This is what he's doing. And they walking it out. But when it's all over said and done, Israel, yes, we may have been affected by the flesh deeply. We have. The Most High knows exactly how to save his people. All we need is a measure of faith. the size of a mustard seed, of a mustard seed. Why do you think that Yahushua brought all of these things out? He knew, oh, the devil is going to bring some stuff. He knew that the devil was going to bring some things upon his people. He knew these. He knew this. And that all of these things, brothers, now, if you look at these scriptures and you start to see, oh, now I understand. He knew that we was going to be up under some heavy opposition. And he said, we just need faith. This it can be this tiny and it can save your life. It can save your life. If you go back and you look at these things, now there's a better understanding. Now the light has become brighter. Not one of you, brothers and sisters, is going to be perfect. Not one of you. And I'm not introducing to just dive into your flesh. I'm not introducing that. No. But I am going to say this. Whatever strength or whatever faith that you have in the Most High, capitalize on it. Go deeply into it. You're going to need it. The world is telling you, it's showing you, this is what he's going to bring about. And it's going to be somewhat of a calling out of a people. All right, you want to talk about setting apart? Yes, the devil is going to set you apart. He's going to set you apart from his system. And trust and believe, he's going to call you out. When these brothers and sisters get on their YouTube shows and they tell you about this beast system, brothers and sisters, believe it. This beast system is not for you. This system in which we live in it, this is not of us. We do not belong here. The only reason we are here is due to our forefathers. That's the only reason why we're here. And we had to come here to be disciplined. And at the same time, for the Most High to show his loving hand for his people Israel. Now, there are some brothers and sisters that do say, oh, if y'all don't change yourself, the Most High is going to destroy you. I'm going to say this. The Most High do speak of sinful people and things of that nature. He does. But I'm going to say this. Yahushua, he set the example. This is what he did. When he went out to Israel, he did not go to the rich people. Where did he go? He went to where the sins were at. He went to where the sins was heavy. That's where he went. He went to the downtrodden, the hungry, the sick, the ones in the hood, crime-infested neighborhoods. Baby walking around with dirty Pampers on. Houses full of drug addicts. That's where he went to. So now, brothers, I'll say this. The Most High is going to judge in righteousness. He's going to do that. He went to the homosexuals. He went to the whoremongers. He went to the greedy people, stealing money, scammers. And he was calling them back to their senses. That's what he was doing. He went to the hoes, the prostitutes. That's what he went to. What makes you think that he's going to do anything different? He's coming to those individuals, not necessarily to condemn, but to save. Let's speak more of a saving attitude towards our brothers and sisters. Not saying that we should pacify them at the same time. Now, I'm not saying that now, because trust and believe, the ones that you think is going to make it will not make it. The ones you think is not going to make it are the ones who's going to make it. Those alcoholics, those drugs infested brothers and sisters, they're going to come to appreciate that loving concern for them, because they always have deep down inside them, they want to change. I'm gonna get, when I was working for AT&T, to give you an example of this, I went to this. It was a sister's house, but she wasn't there. Her boyfriend was there, and so I met her when I called him. I did my pre-call and let him know what time I was going to be there to come out there and fix the internet. So I got there. He was sitting on the sofa and things. He was waiting for me, and so I'm working on his equipment and things, trying to figure out what was going on. So but he kept sitting there. I'm like, brother, you cool? He said, yeah, brother, I'm cool. He's an older guy. At that time, he had to be like 65. And so, but he kept sitting there. I'm like, bro, you straight? He said, yeah, no, brother, I'm good. I guess I got some things on my mind. I said, what you got, bro? And he was saying, yeah, man, my girl, I got a baby by her and everything, man. My baby, she in the system. DCFS has her in child custody, things of that nature. I'm like, Pim, you need to go get your daughter. This is what I'm saying to him. I'm like, you walking about, bro. What I mean, why is your daughter sitting over there in somebody else's care? Because his girlfriend was in rehab. She's in rehab. So I said, okay. He said she's an alcoholic. That's what he's, I'm saying. And this ain't the first time that she been, going back and forth to rehab. So I was like, bro, but you need to go get your daughter. I said, do you know what happens in those type of systems? Those kids, they get dealt with very badly. Yeah, I know. I'm like, brother, you can't be knowing you sitting here talking about you got a daughter and you ain't not trying to go get your daughter. And he said, brother, I understand what you said. I'm gonna hop on that. I'm gonna hop on that. So what happened? I was he pulled up a video of his girlfriend, and he was showing how drunk that she gets. Ooh, brother, I tell you, the video he showed of her, man, good night. I ain't never seen somebody so. Ooh, it was just bad. But anyway, he was showing me the video. I paused the video. I'm like, who molested this girl? That's what I asked him. He turned around, broke down, and started crying and fell down on the sofa. He said, how do you know? I said, bruh, don't nobody get wasted like this. And he said, all right, hold on, bruh. He said, I'm just so surprised. He said, the Almighty sent you here. And I mean, he was praising and everything. He was praising and praising and praising and praising. He kept praising the Most High. You sent somebody here to comfort me. Oh, this man went in. So he said, hold on, brother, I'm gonna show you. And so he hit the play button, and she continued. This poor girl, alcohol is a truth serum when it's all over said and done. It brings the truth out of people. So she started talking about what happened to her. He said she does it every single time she get wasted. You know, one thing I knew he wasn't lying because my brother, he does the same thing. My brother do the same thing when he get wasted. He talk about something that affected him when he was a child. But going back to this young lady here, this sister said how she became sexually active is when her brother SA'd her at the age of 7. Now, as she went on, now she's skunky drunk now, falling to the side, coming back up, dozing off, waking up. And then she went on to say, the thing that made her so is that when she got to the age of, she said 14 years old, she started liking it. But she knew it was wrong. She knew it was wrong. Until it led to her, you know, she's trying to get this stuff that happened to her out of her mind. Alcohol was one of those things that can knock her out where it's only for a moment that it will be taken away from her, that she don't have to think about it. That's the thing that affected her. And then, you know, her brother, who was doing this to her, brother, when I say when this stuff goes downhill, it goes downhill. The same thing happened to him. He's the older brother. He got SA'd by his auntie, and it was on a constant basis. So, but then this what happened. His auntie, she moved out of state. His little bitty body got used to something because, from my understanding, I think he was 13. He was 12 or 13 when this happened to him. So what happens? What do you? His body has been pushed into an adult position. He's having desires of a grown man at the age of 12 or 13 years old. That's what led him to his sister. Brothers and sisters, do you all understand? See how the devil works? This this demon don't think nothing of you. Nothing, absolutely zero. Has nothing good for you. If he got to start here at this particular person and work himself down just to disrupt Israel, you're right, Sister Monica. He's very vicious. He is very vicious. That brother will not let me. Brother, it took me every last bit of 30 minutes to fix that brother's internet service. He would not let me go. He said, brother, hold on. Let's talk. And he owns some type of clothing store. He said, brother, come by there. I'm going to give you some free clothing and everything and all. I said, brother, I'm straight. But these are the people that the Most High is looking for, Israel. Not saying that we should go out there and put ourselves in a position now. But those are the ones he knows that need saving. Those are the ones who want this troubling mindset that they deal with on a daily basis. Because once it's seared inside your head, brothers and sisters, that's a movie that can play over and over and over in your head. That's what can happen to these sisters, these brothers. They plan this stuff over and over in their head. It starts to mess with them psychologically. Yes. And see, that's what got her. And she said she knew it was wrong. I just wish you brothers and sisters could see that video. She said, I know it was wrong. She was crying and drunk at the same time. She said, I knew it was wrong, but I started to like it. Well, she's supposed to start liking it. That's the way the Most High created. But the devil, he took what the Most High put in place and used it against her. That's what he did. Shalom, Sister Van P. That's what he did. So now, when this beast system comes up before our faces, brothers and sisters, play back all of this stuff here. He does not have your best interest at heart. The beast system is here. We're going to be put in the predicament. You may find yourself sleeping on the ground or in some type of shack. In order to draw your flesh out to bring you into his system. Shalom, Sister Pixie. Pixie does. You know, our position for some of us, they may be pretty bad positions. But he's trying to wear out. Wait, hey, let me do this. No, it was granted to the devil to wear out the saints. But brothers and sisters, this is where we need to come together in order to build ourselves up together, strength-wise, mentally, spiritually, physically. You know, brothers, when you let's just say you're a group of brothers and sisters, y'all just came together and say, hey, you know what? We're going to do a fast. We're going to check in with everybody and see how everybody coming along with their fast. That's when you get your strength. When you all by yourself, it's a difficult thing to maintain a fast. But when you got other brothers and sisters that's doing the same thing you're doing, it gives you a source of strength to continue. The same thing is happening in the system, brothers and sisters. We've been separated for, good night, a very long time. We're about to go through, we are about to go through an extreme time of Satan's wilderness before our exodus. We're about to go through it, brothers and sisters. The scripture clearly states how Israel is going to come out crying and weeping in tear or whatever. We know the Most High, it is absolutely impossible for him to lie. So something will have to happen in order to break us down. Something is going to happen in order to break us down. We're going to be those people in the hood. We're going to be those, we may be those drunken bouts. We may be that little dope fiend. We may be. And I say may. I'm not trying to sit up and say, oh, we're gonna be this. Nope, I'm not trying to entertain that. The beast system, brothers. From a biblical standpoint, the Most High says, if you take up that beast system, your name will not be in the book of life. This is a warning of the very near future. Brothers, what I'm saying, and I'm going to say it again. I was one show I was watching, what was that? Was it Teo Ministry. And it was, I think it was last year. He said pain. That's what he foresee in the future. Pain. Yeah, brothers and sisters. Now we starting to understand. Yeah, it's pain. Pain is on the horizon. And this is not no fear mongering. This is absolutely real talk. This is real talk. They're showing you what they're about, what they're about to do. They literally giving you the handbook. It ain't no green. It ain't the Green Mile. It ain't the Green Book. This is a handbook. Hey, this is what we're going to do, and we already got it in place. And see, let's just say, you're not a person that works for the government. All right, well, I mean, I do this type of work. All right, no problem. I'm gonna show you how nonsense travel downhill. Everything is connected, Israel. Everything. If you have all of these federal employees that are being laid off from their jobs with no unemployment too, it's just like whatever check you will get, that last paycheck from that federal government is what you need to figure out about your living condition to eventually it's going to be dibble and dabble until eventually you will run out of money. You got to feed yourself. You got to feed yourself. And then eventually, these employees who had home, cars, and things of that nature, they're going to start doubling down. The restaurants that they used to may have went out to every weekend or whatever, they're going to stop going out like that. So now, if you're a person who works at one of these restaurants, trust and believe, it's going to affect that industry too. Because when people break down or forced to break down, then that let's call it that local neighborhood that has that chicken restaurant, it starts to feel the effects of a laying off of a people in that particular neighborhood. Now he will eventually got to break it down. So eventually he has to shut the doors to his business. When I say there's going to be a chain of events, it's going to be a change of events. Even when it comes down to a gas station, you may, oh no, I'm straight. I got this here and so on, so. No, you're not straight. You're not straight. If anything, if you saying that you got a business, all they need me. All righty. Let's say hypothetically, you work in a hospital. If people, and the way the world is going, if you don't have Medicare or money to pay for your medicine or whatever, you can't go to the doctor to get any type of help. What? And so when the numbers start dropping, Shalom Silver Freak, when the numbers start dropping of individuals coming into a medical facility, what? You managing it? Hey, we don't need all these people. I don't need all these nurses. I got to lay some people off. Chain of events. It is all connected, brothers. Don't think it's not connected. All it needs is a little foresight. Oh, I'm a repairman. You ain't got no money and their refrigerator is not working. They can't pay for it. What are you going to do? You want to barter? All right, shoot, and it may work for a little bit, brothers and sisters. Let's not ever think that we are good. You can never be good in Satan's system. You can never be good in Satan's system, as if you picked the right trade to be in. This is Satan's system. The only person that's going to be good out of this is going to be the Most High. That's the only person who's going to be good with it. And I know for a fact some of you brothers and sisters may be saying, no, you too deep in this doom and gloom. That doom and gloom, brothers and sisters, it's nothing but encouragement. That's all it's going to be. Because we are coming upon of making a choice. And I hope and pray that Yasharal makes the right choice. That's what this is about. If it's causing me to see things from afar, so be it. And if it don't come to pass, consider yourself absolutely blessed. But trust and believe. For the vast majority of people, yes, it's going to be a major effect on Israel. The devil has been given permission to wear the saints out. Just look at Job. What happened with Job? In one day, he went broke. He went broke in one day. And then at the end of it, lost all 10 of his kids. That's just not just a story. It was a reality that took place. This is the time of us coming together, brothers. When I say us coming together, let's just take out that time to do just that, because we're going to need one another. The sooner we understand what we need to do as a people, the better off we're going to be. Are we going to get affected? Yeah, that's true. But when you have a group of people binding together as a whole, there is a source of strength that we get from that. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. A lot of these things that the world is doing, yes, it's going to backfire on them. It is. But we, as these awakening Israelites, as we stand, we need to stand as one. And brothers, and I mean, I know I stated it. It's like I'm saying we late to the party. But long as we are living, we need to put things in place, or try our very best to put things in place. Like I forgot the read. This the sister they took off not CNN. They took off the channel. Okay, all I'm seeing is this: things to come. Things to come. We got next. Shalom, brother. It is things to come. Eventually, you're going to start seeing brothers and sisters being taken off of YouTube. You're going to see it. It's going to happen, brothers. And truthfully, this is the time where we needs to do our very best to sit down and have these conversations. Hey, what can we do? How can we get in contact with one another? Because if we are over here all by ourselves, that's going to be very difficult. If you way over here and you got other brothers over there scattered about, we don't need to be thinking no more about being scattered. We need to come absolutely together. I don't care if we got to live out of a tent. The Most High knows exactly how to protect his people. We just need to come together. Yeah, granted, brothers and sisters, I mean, you do the research, you're going to kind of find out a lot of us live in the southern states, southeast of the United States. That's a heavy population of us, black, I'm going to say African Americans. Pretty much where those ships docked at, that's where we live at, down to this very day. But we got to get a little bit closer. We got to get a little bit closer. Because trust and believe, they're going to affect communications. They're going to do it. And it's going to be orchestrated by the devil himself. They're going to know, he knows that if we come together, it ain't like we coming up to do no civil war. We coming together to protect one another, to care for one another. We cared for the world when we was downtrodden. That's what we did, Israel. Joy Reed, thanks a lot, Brother Dave. That's the sister that was taken off the channel. MSNBC News. It's the talk of the town. And you had Redacted that was talking about her and everything. And I'm like, y'all kick rocks with that nonsense. Brothers and sisters, it would appear that we're going to be put into some compromising positions. My encouragement is this. Praying, and encouragement is going to be the thing that's going to save our life and sustain our life at the same time. I know some brother was talking about some concentration camps and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know, but I will say this. Find your people. I mean, if it happens and you find yourself in a concentration camp, find your people. Find your people. And try your best to get along. It's outside of your people. I don't care what you're talking. You can go ahead and be with somebody else. No. We gonna understand our struggles. That's one thing we're going to do. And the Most High know exactly who to send you around. All we got to do is ask the Most High for discernment and wisdom. When you put those two together, you have a strength, brothers. You have a strength. Use it. Use that discernment. Use that wisdom. You know, when you walk up on somebody and they start talking and things of that nature, and they keep on talking and running their mouth, all they're doing is giving you information about who they are. Believe them. You're going to know whether you need to stay or break camp. And that may be even amongst a person who looked like Israel. We just got to get, I mean, what, brother, you go. It is what it's going to be. We got to be down. No, brother. No, we going to have to shed some tears coming up out of here. We're going to shed some tears. Now, for you brothers and sisters that have that desire to go to move out to Africa, more power to you. I ain't mad at you. I'm one of them. I'm serious. I'm one of them. It don't take a whole lot for me to live. Granted, yeah, I lived a particular lifestyle. I made sure my place was Yes, that was just me, candles and all. I found a sense of belonging being there. I have a sense of, I mean, what can I say about this place here? It's going to be trouble globally. All of us is going to feel this. I don't care if you're in Africa or wherever. We're going to feel this, brothers. This is Satan's system. Until the Most High takes us and put us up under His wilderness, up under His protection, we got to contend with this. Now we can go to Africa, and things of that nature. You know, hmm, we're going to catch some opposition. Maybe not as much, but you're going to catch it. You're not going to outrun that. You're not going to outrun the devil. The only person that's going to do that, do him in, is going to be the Most High. Yeah. But until we are taken out of the system where we are away from the face of the devil. Now, let me, I'm going to say this. Revelation chapter 12, when the Most High say, we was taken away from the face of the devil into the wilderness, his wilderness, away from the spirit of Satan. This is where we're going to. Now, I know brothers and sisters said, hey, this is on, so this could be the wilderness. No, you still up under we are still up under the devil's nose. You look at Revelation chapter 12, it clearly states that the Most High said away from the devil. So now that's the thing we have to look at, brothers. We're being prepped to leave this place, that is, from the devil, and to put us back in our own land. This is where we stand right down to this very day, 10 toes down up under the devil's nose. This is where we at. This is where we at. It's going to happen, brothers. I know brothers and sisters saying we need to do this here, we need to do that there. We need to get away from what we need to do. We need to get away from that. We need to get into doing it. We need to sit down, bring these brothers and sisters down to the table, and start putting our heads together. This is what we need to do. We say what we need to do and things of that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Brothers, we should be those ones that should be taking the lead in these things. I remember it was the last year, end of last year, me and brother Galen and brother what's his name? Rick Fletcher. Brother Rick Fletcher. We was all, talking about we need to get some elders together to hear these complaints against brothers and sisters. And, unfortunately, we got shot down in things. But it is what it is. But this is one time, brothers and sisters, we gonna have to brace it up. And we're going to start putting this stuff together. We're going to start doing the Most High's will. If we don't, we gonna be the idiots. Talking about, we should have did this, we should have did that. No, I'm not even trying to entertain that. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, or think what I need to do to help my brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, it comes on to that, so be it. Let's work it. Yes, me and brother Galen, yeah, we got things we're trying to work with. You got to start working with like-minded individuals. That's what we got to do. Brothers and sisters, let us keep our head on a swivel. That beast system is here. Let us make some faithful choices. And they're going to affect us. You may choose, you may say, oh no, I'm not going to take up that beast system. Brothers and sisters, that is it's going to be a faithful decision. But trust and believe there's going to be some trouble with it too. Shalom, Brother Roberts. Oh, I'm sorry, Brother Robert. You be safe out there, brother. Let's keep our head on the swivel. Pray for one another. Love, think positive of your brothers. Let us do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of our brothers work their last good nerve. But let's maintain patience. This is it, brothers. We standing at the threshold of a crumbling system where they're trying to work everything against you. That's what they're doing. Y'all willing, I hope to be back on tomorrow. Brothers and sisters, keep your head on a swivel. Love one another. Pray for your brothers and sisters. And with that, I will say, shalom.